in addition to all of the other dynamics that are affecting the chip industry, there are also the dynamics of what happened during the Trump administration when it came to trade. So talk to us about and explain to us how that had an effect.
Well, when President Trump imposed those tariffs on Chinese imports in 2018, semiconductors were one of the categories of product that got a 25% tariff, and that remains in place. Now, China is not a huge supplier of semiconductors to the United States, but imports of Chinese semiconductors fell from about 11% of the total supply in 2018 to only about 5% of the total supply now. And I'm sure there are automakers and appliance makers who would love to have that extra 6% semiconductor supply. Another thing Trump did, if you recall, in 2019 was prevent or ban U.S. companies from selling products to Huawei, the huge Chinese telecom company. And that included semiconductors. And that really distorted the whole supply chain for semiconductors. And among other things, that export ban only applied to products made in the United States. So if it was a U.S. company that actually got its products from Taiwan or South Korea, for example, those could still go. But that actually created a disincentive to invest in semiconductor manufacturing here in the United States because there was this one giant customer out there you could not sell them to. And now, of course, President Biden wants to basically give the semiconductor industry $50 billion to incentivize production in the United States. So this is not the whole story of the semiconductor shortage, but it's an important part of it. Trump actually made it worse.
And so you alluded a little bit to how now President Biden might try to make this better. Is it a question of reversing some of what you talked about? Of course, he's also talked about improving and increasing manufacturing capacity of chips in the U.S., although that seems like we're pretty far away from that. So what else can he do?
So Biden has put out a plan with 6 or 7 important points. And you're right, you cannot just build a semiconductor plant overnight or expand capacity overnight either. That's hard to do. But what President Biden is trying to do, he's trying to make deals with supplier nations such as Japan, South Korea, and Taiwan, although we don't acknowledge that Taiwan is a nation, and try to get some help basically from those countries with U.S. supplies. But I don't think anybody believes this is going to solve the problem anytime soon because everybody in the world needs semiconductors. And most forecasts I've seen say this is likely to remain a problem. We're going to have this mismatch between supply and demand well into 2022. It's gradually getting better, I think, in some parts of the economy, such as the auto industry, but not quickly. And we've still got products just sitting in lots and in warehouses waiting for chips to show up.